When I was on my 2-week break up at the farm, I was faced with moments of great serenity and peace. I was surrounded by God's beautiful creation, His garden, and filled with joy at the idea that I was contributing to the beauty through the work of my own hands. At other times, I was left disturbed by all the challenges and problems I've encountered over the last few years trying to manage the farm, such as ever-increasing heat and dry spells, significant lack of rain, endless attacks from feral pigs and other feral animals, and all the other daily challenges and hardships that come with keeping a farm alive in Australia, where everything, it seems, is conspiring against it. I notice that these periods of disturbance threaten to take away the joy that comes with the only task that God gave to humanity in our infancy, tending the garden He created for us. Imagine, before the fall, Adam and Eve had the joy of tending to God's garden without all the obstacles that we must endure today. But alas, brothers and sisters, this is our lot because of the fall of humanity and the entering of sin and death into the world. But all is not lost, for as we know, God always wills the good. His positive will is for only good things to be, but His permissive will allows for evil because He gifted us free will. But again, always with the intent of bringing good from it, if we accept this invitation. And this is the critical last word. God brings good from both the natural and human-inspired evil we face and experience, if we allow Him. Facing this struggle during my break as a priest farmer, I offered 3 consecutive masses for the grace to surrender to the most holy and divine providence. In asking for this grace, I was asking to see, accept, and surrender to the fact that God is ultimately working for my good in both positive and negative events in my life, on the farm and in my role as a priest. I think, brothers and sisters, this is a significant and essential grace that we all need to allow God to bring good from all the evil that has touched our lives. And it is with this in mind that we now turn to the readings of today. How many people over the course of human history have seen laws as an impediment to their freedom, their joy, their individual wills? In a sense, some view them as an evil. Even though God did not initially create us to impose a set of laws on us, their introduction was necessary after the fall, as we were then subject to all sorts of temptations to evil, many of which we've followed without much resistance. In the first reading, Moses reminds the people that the law that he enjoined on them was not beyond your strength or beyond your reach. It is not in heaven, nor beyond the seas. No, the word is very near to you. It is in your mouth and in your heart for your observance. As we are made in the image and likeness of God, to will good, to do good, to live good lives is inbuilt into our nature. But as we know, this goodness has been impaired by sin. Brothers and sisters, hard as it is, we must always fight against whatever it is within us that wars against goodness, so that we may be restored to our original innocence. God gave us the law to assist us to know the right path to take. As Moses said, He's placed it in our hearts. But as I said in the earlier part of my homily, even when the law is not followed and either evil is done against us or we do evil against others, God is continually working to bring good from it. It is at this point that I probably need to remind you again of a core Catholic moral teaching. No evil can be done that good come from it. Only God can bring good from evil. Turning to the Gospel, we can see that an evil was done by brigands against an innocent man. God, even though He did not positively will the evil that was done, permitted it by not imposing on the brigands' gift of free will. Most importantly, as He always wills the good, He willed that good somehow come from this tragic event. God offered the priest the opportunity to help the man and through an act of charity bring good from evil. The priest turned the offer down. He then offered the Levite the same opportunity, and he also turned the offer down. Having had 2 rejections of an offer to do good from those who knew clearly the law of God with respect to charity, God nevertheless didn't give up. When a Samaritan passed, God, through the law placed in the Samaritan's heart, caused him to be moved with compassion when he saw the half-dead man. And so it was that in the end God did what he always willed to do, to bring a beautiful good from an evil situation. Brothers and sisters, the laws of God are not to control us, but to restore us to our original innocence and goodness. If we find ourselves resisting God's laws, then we need to ask ourselves if we're justifying ourselves in sin, which ultimately will lead to our demise. Looking at my own situation, all the external attacks of nature on the farm brought to mind the question, have I been breaking the first commandment? You shall have no other God before me. In my love of the farm and gardens in particular, had I overstepped the mark? Was the farm in all its beauty and trappings becoming more important to me than God? Well, perhaps so, for in these last few years, God in his goodness has allowed the beauty of his creation to be assaulted from all directions, so as to break the attachment I had to it. God permitted this evil, the destruction of some of his own natural creation, for the ultimate good, the salvation of my human soul. Brothers and sisters, let us open up our hearts and surrender to the most holy and divine providence, an undeniable sign of the love of the one who never stops willing the ultimate good for each and every one of us, through the good and even the evil that we experience, in the end, for the only thing that really matters, the salvation of our souls.